Let's start with the latest on America's visa crackdown. Trump administration is tightening the screws on immigration in the United States, and two fresh moves could have major implications, particularly for Indians. Washington is proposing a massive $103,265 fee on certain new H-1B visa petitions. Now, a program that's heavily used by skilled Indian professionals. And at the same time, U.S. is planning to revoke business and tourism visas of potentially up to 200,000 foreigners who have applied for or are seeking asylum. But first up, the H-1B visa shock. U.S. Department of Homeland Security has proposed raising the fee for certain H-1B petitions to $103,265. That is more than $100,000 for a single petition. The proposal is now in the regulatory process, so this is not a final rule yet. Why is this particularly significant for India? Because Indians account for roughly 71% of approved H-1B beneficiaries. In 2024, U.S. approved 399 and 402 H-1B petitions, and Indian-born beneficiaries accounted for about 71% of them. So any sharp increase in the cost of hiring H-1B workers could disproportionately affect Indian professionals and the companies that employ them. The protectionist visa policies of the U.S. have already led to 1 to 15% decline in the number of Indian students seeking admission in U.S. colleges into 2025 to 2026. And there's another potential hit. The DHS is also considering a $100,000 fee on certain F1 optional practical training or OPT applications. Now, OPT is a pathway that allows international students in the U.S. to gain work experience after completing their studies. So, the proposed measures could affect people who are at two stages: students moving into the workforce and skilled workers seeking H-1B employment. But the immigration crackdown does not stop there. The State Department says it is working with the Department of Homeland Security to identify and revoke B-1 and B-2 visas of foreigners who entered the U.S. as short-term visitors but later applied for or are currently seeking asylum. B-1 visas are for business travel, while B-2 visas cover tourism and certain visits. The exact number has not been officially disclosed, but the Associated Press, citing State Department documents and two U.S. officials, estimates that up to 200,000 people could be affected. If that number is realized, it could become the largest single mass visa revocation in U.S. history. The proposed action covers B-1 and B-2 visas issued between 2016 and 2026 to people who subsequently sought asylum. The administration argues that people who entered as temporary visitors and then sought to remain permanently are misusing the visa system. Rights groups, meanwhile, have raised concerns over civil liberties and the broader immigration crackdown. So two different visa categories, but one clear direction from Washington: higher costs for skilled workers, tighter scrutiny of international students, and potentially hundreds of thousands of visitor visas being revoked.